Anyone can register for an account with us. If you will only ever use bagged pellets, your easiest option will be to go to our shop, place your order, and provide your details as part of the checkout process. If you may want blown deliveries, we need a little more information about your installation. You can register the old-fashioned way by requesting our new account form, filling it out and send it back to us. Or you can register online. This video is to guide you through the process of registering online. Go to our customer portal by clicking on one of the links on our website or entering dms.forever-fuels.com in the address bar. Click on the picture of our tanker under the Order Bulk Wood Pellets heading. The first step is to create a login so you can get back to your account later. Enter your name, email address, and your chosen password twice. If you enter an email address that is already being used for a login, you will be warned and will have to choose another address or contact us. Check the checkbox to agree to our terms and the Submit button becomes enabled. You can click on Terms and Conditions to read our T's and C's. If you are happy to proceed, click Submit. Your login is created, an email is sent to you to confirm it has been created, and you are taken to the first part of the new account form. Your name will be suggested as the account name. It is your choice, but this is usually best for domestic customers. For non-domestic customers, replace your name with the name of your organization. Your account number will be generated and emailed when you submit this page. Enter the invoice address. For domestic customers, this is normally the same as the site address. If so, check the "This is also the site address" checkbox, and the site will be created at the same time as the account, allowing you to skip a step. Provide directions if required, with a maximum of 500 characters. As a minimum, you must provide the first line of your address, your town, and your postcode. The Submit button will not be enabled until you do. Select which type of customer you are and click the Submit button. For this example, I am leaving the checkbox unchecked so we can see the step that is skipped if it is checked. That step is to provide the address of the first delivery site on the account. An account can have as many sites as you like, and each site can have as many installations as you like, but for the registration process you register just the one site and installation. The same requirements apply for the site address as for the invoice address. You must also provide a name for the site. This will be used to identify the site in listings and correspondence. The first line of the address is often a good choice. Click the Submit button. Each account must have a primary contact for correspondence, for example, confirmation of orders. If relevant, you can specify a different contact for your accounts department. Invoices will be emailed to the address given for the accounts contact. If you will have multiple sites with different contacts, you will be able to specify each site contact later. These are additional to the account contact. If there is just the one contact, you can check the checkboxes to save retyping them. For this demonstration, we will not check the "This is also the primary contact for the site" box, so you can see the step that would be skipped if you checked it. An email with basic details of the new account is sent to the primary account contact when the Submit button is clicked. If you did not check the box to make the primary account contact also the site contact, you will next be invited to provide details of the primary site contact. If you have multiple contacts, you will be able to add them after the registration process is complete. Now that we have your account set up and your contact details, we need to record the details about your installation so we know what we are delivering to and can try to anticipate and prevent some common problems. You must do your best to complete this part. If you stop at this point, you will not be able to use our customer portal. You have to give your installation a name. This is only significant if you have multiple installations on the site. You can safely accept the default boiler 1 if not. All the information we require should be on the handover certificate from your installer. The handover certificate was introduced by the European Pellet Council to protect customers against rogue installers who would leave the job without providing proper training and documentation to their customers. A template handover certificate is included in the EPC's storage guidelines, which you can download from the UK Pellet Council's website in the N+ schemes section. Or you can download a slightly improved version of the form from the link on this part of the registration form. The handover certificate is now a requirement of the N+ wood pellet certification scheme. The warranty on many boilers requires N+ certified fuel, so if your installer does not provide a handover certificate, they may be invalidating your warranty. Even if not, they are depriving you of any rights to quality assurance under the N+ scheme. If you have your handover certificate, you should simply copy the values from the certificate to our registration form. If you do not have the handover certificate, you should download the form as previously described and send it to your installer to complete. You should ideally do that before starting on this registration process, but if not, do your best to answer any questions you can now, and then you can amend your answers later when your installer provides the certificate. Remember, you are responsible for providing correct and complete information, so don't forget to update your details with the correct values when you get them. Where you see an eye icon next to a field's label, hovering over the icon will provide more information about that field. The pop-up menus allow you to type a few characters to filter the list for matches. If you don't find a match, you can type in your value and then click the Add option to add your value to the list and select it. Some of the pop-up menus depend on the value selected in the previous field. For example, the location field will offer you a list of known locations that the chosen installer operates from, and a new option for you to add a new location. If you select a known location, the address is filled in for you and can't be edited. If you need to change any of the details, select New Location and enter the address. The list of contacts will offer the known contacts for that installer, or you can type in the name of a new contact and then click on the Add option to add and select them. The email and phone fields are for the chosen contact. Some people have difficulty differentiating between the manufacturer and the model of their heating system. If it were a car, the manufacturer might be Volkswagen or Vauxhall, and the model might be Golf or Astra. For your boiler, type in a few characters of the name on the label or manual, see what you're offered, and choose the least specific relevant option. The model pop-up menu should be populated with known models by that manufacturer for you to choose from, or you can add a new model or manufacturer as previously described if yours is not in the list. For safety reasons, many boilers should be turned off before delivery. Leave this checked if you are not sure. Click Submit to go to the next page. You must select whether your pellet store is prefabricated or custom made. Typically, fabric, metal or fiberglass stores are prefabricated, whereas silos made of block or board are custom made. This option changes the information that you will be asked to provide later. An access hatch is a hatch that can easily be opened at all fill levels. If you have a port that is bolted, screwed or silicone shut, or that opens inwards so it can only be opened when the store is empty, or that is not accessible, then you do not have an access hatch. A proper access hatch contains internal slats covered by an outward opening door. See the EPC storage guidelines for details. An impact mat is a thick rubber mat hanging clear of the back wall in line with the inlet pipes. A thin sheet against the back wall or out of line is not an impact mat. Fabric silos often do not have an impact mat. They may have an abrasion-resistant strip sewn onto the back wall. All other silos should have an impact mat or equivalent. It is important to check with your installer whether suction is required with the delivery, and if so, to identify the 13-amp socket that will be accessible for us to use. Clear opening is for those systems not designed for suction. The air must be able to escape. We are blowing in at around 700 cubic meters per hour, so you need a wide aperture for the air to escape if it is not being sucked out. The rule of thumb is that the cross-sectional area of the vents should be at least double the cross-sectional area of the inlet for passive venting. If you selected prefabricated silo in the top left, You specify the manufacturer, model, material and location on your property. These are more of those fields that you can type into and either select a match or add a new option. Don't worry about the question about impregnated pellets. They are not currently available in the UK. If you selected custom-made store, your installer will need to tell you how the store is constructed. Again, the wall, material and location fields allow you to type and select or add. Room size refers to the space inside the store, not to the room within which it is constructed. Fixed pipes are the permanent pipes on your store that we connect to. Short radius bends have a radius less than 4 times the cross-sectional radius of the pipe. For instance, if your pipes have the typical diameter of 100 mm, meaning a radius of 50 mm, a bend with a radius of less than 200 mm is a short radius bend, and over that radius is a long radius bend. Injection couplings are the connectors that we connect to blow pellets through. Exhaust couplings are the connectors that we connect our suction fans to. They should serve one purpose or the other, not both, because an injection coupling may get blocked when that part of the store is full, which will mean that it will be impossible to use it as an exhaust coupling afterwards. The type of coupling is another field where you can select from the existing options or add a new one. The vast majority of couplings should be either Storz 110A or Camlock 4-inch male, as shown in the pictures. You can select one of them by clicking on the relevant button. If you're not sure which is the largest vehicle that can access your site, you can find the dimensions and turning circles of the most common types in the design guide that can be downloaded from our website. The blowing distance is the length of our flexible and your permanent pipes needed to blow pellets from the truck parking place. The height difference is the vertical difference between the ground at the truck parking place and the highest point on your permanent pipes. The last section confirms what training and documentation your installer provided you with. Filling instructions should have been placed where they're clearly visible to our driver. If you have drawings or photos of your system, upload them one by one via the Images section. Click the Browse button, select the file on your file system and click the button to confirm your selection. Add a brief description and click the Submit button. Repeat for further images. Record brief instructions for our driver in the delivery notes box. If you don't want to know when our truck will be in your area for cheaper small deliveries, uncheck the first checkbox. If you don't want to be contacted with news and offers from us, untick the second box. Check the third box to confirm the accuracy of the information you have provided and that you understand and accept our terms and conditions, which you can read by clicking on the link. Click the Finish button to complete your registration. You are taken to the site details page for your installation. We will explain this page in another video. You can buy bagged pellets and order bulk pellets for this site by clicking on the Bags and Bulk buttons. These are also explained in separate videos. But you can see how easy it is to get a spot price for bulk pellets for your site by entering a quantity into the tons field. So long as your postcode is recognized, the price appears in the box on the right, in a large screen, or below, on a small screen like a smartphone. See our DMS overview video for a guide to the features and navigation of our customer portal.